welcome to Upper School Awards Ceremony 2025. Mazel tov, first of all, to everyone for completing a great school year. 7th grade class of 2030, for completing your first year of upper school. 8th grade, class of 2029, mazel tov for completing junior high and entering high school. 9th grade, class of 2028, you finished your first year of high school. Congratulations. 10th grade, class of 2027, you're halfway there. Class of 2026, 11th grade, you've made it to the top of the totem pole. You are seniors. And lastly, the 12th grade, class of 2025, you're done. Mazel tov to me on completing my first year here at CPA. Thank you all for welcoming me with open arms and making me feel like part of the family from day one. Finally, a special shout out to the backbone of our school, our teachers, who pour their hearts and soul into teaching and guiding us every day. Teachers, stand up, please. If you're in this room, teachers, please stand up and recognize, guys. Let's give them a round of applause. We are so grateful to all you do for us day in and day out. I just want to mention a couple of highlights of the year. First of all, the high school returned to Hershey Park on Chol Sukkot after a few-year hiatus, and we had a blast. And Sam Burnswag blasted his foot.
That worked out better than
The rides were great. Seeing so many of our Jewish brothers and sisters in one place at one time, all celebrating Sukkot, was inspirational. We also went on our first annual high school Shabbaton. We grew, we laughed, we were uplifted together, and we mourned the temporary loss of TikTok together as well.
And we brought back illness.
And most of us then spent the next 2 days in the bathroom. But we lived to tell the tale. Stay tuned for news about the coming year's Shabbaton, which is going to be epic, and this time we're going to come with lots of Lysol. One more, we were all inspired by and grew from our Mafteach fellows. I tried to get them on a Zoom this morning, but was unsuccessful. Yossi Fries, Baruch Berger, Ruthie Kaplowitz, and Daniela Samuels all joined us on 4 different occasions throughout the year. Their classes were engaging, and their life as Torah-inspired Jews while pursuing degrees and careers was a lesson for us all. And now, without any further ado, I give you our MC of today's ceremony, Mr. Garner.
It is time to drop a really big bomb, folks. It is the ultimate day of school. That means one more than the penultimate day, which is one less. A day where you don't have to turn anything in. You don't have to take notes. You don't have to sit through a lesson. You don't have to pretend to do schoolwork while playing Gimkit or chess. No, and yet you will learn a lot today. You will learn who won the graduation awards. You will learn who won every last one of the 13 commendation cups And you will learn just how long we can string out this presentation so it qualifies as a day of school. True. Leading off, let's get right to it. Our first presenter had an amazing sophomore year. No longer a rookie, she was CTA's first teacher of advanced placement, United States history, or APUSH. Not to be confused with the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles tush push. Turns out APUSH is even more exciting than winning the Super Bowl. Her innie teaches history, but her outie teaches Shakespeare. Here's Miss Freed.
Okay, I love the Severance reference. That was great. Okay. Oh, I love my paper. I'm off to Okay. So, our 7th grade citizenship award. This award, given since 2017, is granted annually to a 7th grade student who has distinguished themselves by exhibiting strength of character, superb relationships with teachers and fellow students, and who has given himself or herself for the betterment of the class and the school. It is my pleasure to introduce this year's winner. This student embodies everything the award stands for: kindness, respect, and a strong work ethic. He greets each day with a smile and approaches every challenge with determination and positivity. Whether he's lending a hand to a classmate, participating thoughtfully in class, or pushing himself on the baseball field, where he's earned a spot on the high school team, he shows us what it means to lead by example. I'm so proud to recognize this exceptional young man today. Congratulations to Ben Greco.
Okay, the notion of citizenship has been a thorny one of late. We're still trying to figure out what a citizen is from a legal perspective, but there is no doubt what makes a citizen of our community. Citizen, is one who, no matter where they were born, is a leader in and outside of the classroom, who makes everyone better by putting the needs of the community first, whose kindness, conscientiousness, and tolerance toward others is a model for others to follow. The description is a fitting one for this year's 8th grade citizenship winner. I'm proud to announce Sonia Welker. Last night, maybe you were here, we heard from Sonia and her 8th grade classmates. Wait, they're now 9th graders. Because they crossed the bridge of freshman speech. They spoke of moving to different countries, of getting lost, getting found, having sisters, being an only child, jumping off cliffs, and the ESP of horses. Congrats, class of 2029. Let that sink in a minute. If it makes you feel any better, this is the month that we become closer to 2050 than we are to 2000. Time does fly. Okay. Our next award is the Rabbi Julius Baker Torah Scholarship Award. On the occasion of freshman speech, I can think of no one more appropriate than our next presenter. He has made a positive impact on our school in such a short time through his morning announcements, including Hatikva and the Pledge of Allegiance, as well as his delivery of fun facts and food for thought. He has set the tone on a daily basis for learning and exploration. He will now serve to set a more proper tone of learning and achievement following my tush-push comment. He's not our Sigma boy, but he is our Simcha boy. Here is Rabbi Weiner.
The Rabbi Julius L. Baker Torah Scholarship Award is named in memory of Rabbi Julius L. Baker, who, along with his family, had a long history of support and involvement in Columbus, Ahavas Shalom, and Columbus Torah Academy. This award carries on his legacy of commitment to Jewish community and Jewish education. It is granted annually to a graduating 8th grader continuing their Jewish day school education and carries a one-year tuition grant of $1,000. The award is granted to a student who is diligent in Torah study and the performance of mitzvot, exhibits exemplary human behavior, and shows promise of continued Torah study. This award goes to someone with exemplary midot. In his own quiet way, he is a leader and a role model that I think many of us secretly seek to emulate. As his family are pillars of both the Ahavas Shalom congregation and CTA, as was Rabbi Baker and his family, it is especially fitting that he receives this award. And we are especially grateful to him for blowing shofar throughout the school every Elul. I am pleased to present the Rabbi Julius L. Baker Torah Scholarship Award to Tuvi Cooper.
Not gonna lie, I was a little pressed for time, preparing for the awards today. I mean, hey, Monday, Tuesday, I was up all night studying, sure.
Sunday night, too.
That's what I meant, Sunday. Hockey in the house. So I asked ChatGPT if he would help with writing the next introduction. Or chat, I guess. On this day of graduation, I'm honored and delighted to introduce the next contestant, Mr. Nate Fox of 659 Berwick Boulevard, Columbus, Ohio, 43209. Nate is 6 foot 1 inches with brown hair and brown eyes. Nate's social security number is 758324746. His bank account routing number is 5364. There's a lot out there. Here he is to bestow the athletic awards, and he can also confirm or deny any of that information. Nate Fox.
So over the last couple of years, we've started to join conferences for our various sports through middle school and high school. And with that comes a number of recognition for our athletes who show great effort and great skill through those various sports. So we're going to start with middle school, work our way through high school. We have quite a few this year, so I'll try and be fast. So as I call your name, just go ahead and start walking up. First, for middle school soccer, honorable mention, R.A. Goldstein. First team all-conference, Avi Zolfair. For middle school basketball, both first team all-conference and our all-star game representative, Avi Zolfair. For middle school girls basketball, we have all-star game representative Sherry Cooperstein. For varsity boys soccer, we have honorable mention Abraham Import. Honorable mention Nisha Kukla. And first team all-conference Noah Blumberg. For varsity volleyball, we have first team all-conference Rebecca Chaplinski. Second team Bella Chaplinski. And honorable mention Alma Samuel. Too many of these guys. For varsity girls basketball, we have first team all-conference Rebecca Chaplinski. Second team Eddie Chaikin. And honorable mention Eliana Lefkovich. And finally, for varsity basketball, we have second team all-conference Josh Greff. Second team all-conference Jonah Liebesman. And honorable mention Sam Burnsway.
Okay, this is the picture I want all year. I'm trying to.
Can we squeeze in? Wait.
Debbie, how many times did I ask for this picture? 100 times. Okay, if you're more tall, be in the back. If you're less tall, be in the front. Steven, look back. You do you. Okay?
Squeeze in.
Okay, and I'll tell you who I can't see. I cannot. Whoopsie. I can go. Look at this break. Make a window. Yes. Okay. All right, and I can't see Nate. Nate, I think you might be less tall. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
CTA has two high school honor societies. One is local and more inclusive, and one is national and more exclusive.
Our locally grown honor society is Yakar. Beginning in the second semester of 10th grade, students with either a very high GPA scholarship or students with a good GPA who also contribute to the atmosphere with their activities, spirit, are eligible. They apply and then spend each semester in an experiential goal-setting program. Each Yakar student chooses a mitzvah to either start doing or start doing better. They declare what their mitzvah is and then track their progress. At the end of the semester, they present their progress and their understanding of the source for that mitzvah. Spring semester of 2025 boasted a wonderful group of CTA students. Their work culminated in presentations delivering to a panel just 2 weeks ago. Each student showed an authentic connection to their mitzvah, an understanding of the source for the mitzvah, and an appreciation for the process of setting and achieving goals. I'd like to recognize our Yakar students from the 2024-2025 school year. Akiva Chaikin, Jordan Myers, Lucy Cooper, Noah Blumberg, Rita Harrow, Elia Newman, Layla Giselle, Gabriella Illen, and David Buren. Come on up for a picture.
Another
inclusive membership. Students are inducted based on their academic record. In addition to Midot and fine qualities, CTA students are not inducted until high school graduation. At the end of 11th grade, we designate the student who then, should they continue their elite performance, will be inducted at graduation. Of course, designation is not a guarantee of induction because circumstances can change. There can be outbreaks, floods can happen, fire alarms can go off. You never know. From the class of 2026, the Columbus Tour Academy chapter of the Cum Laude Society would like to designate Yitzi Cooper for induction in next year. Another photo op, sure, come on. Thank you, Mrs. Delian, for this part of the program, and thus concludes the Yakar and Cum Laude portions. I'm happy to give due credit to the force behind Judaic studies at CTA and student life here. She brings her passion, her creativity, and her dedication to all she does, including organizing a CTA Shabbaton, at which the students exchange their love of Judaism, their fellowship, and their gastro-viral infections. Joining Hallie Free to discuss the virtues of student government, here is the Ruach of Judaic Studies personified, Shira Newman.
I'd like to take a moment to recognize the incredible work of our student council members this year. Both our junior high and high school student leaders have gone above and beyond to build a stronger, more connected school community. From planning fun and memorable events like our trip to Easton and the escape rooms, to organizing a meaningful leadership training at Camp Mary Orton, where many of us, myself included, faced our fears on the zip line, they've shown what teamwork, creativity, and commitment can accomplish. Thank you to all of our student council members for your leadership, your energy, and your dedication to making this year unforgettable.
Okay, if you were in junior high or high school student council, please come on up. We have a certificate.
announcement. Due to the recent tariff policy, there will be a 50% increase in the price of today's event. Not that any of the acrylics cost more, but that we have an extra presenter for the next event, so 50% more. And you'll get what I mean because these two presenters are extra. Here's Rabbi Yapnis and Ali Shivaram.
Okay, so every morning we start off our day with davening, and davening is one of those things that there's a lot of details involved in the smooth running of a minyan, but it's kind of like breathing. You don't really think about it until something goes wrong. And I can certainly say for myself that anytime I had to take over for any of the jobs involved in running davening, it was a great source of stress and anxiety for me. So I certainly appreciate all the people I'm about to mention who had big roles in helping our minyan run smoothly this year. First of all, I want to recognize our two main gabayim this year, Akiva Chaikin and Noah Bloomberg. They definitely did a great job making sure we always had someone to daven. Most of the time someone to lean, and if we didn't have someone, it was usually one of them who took over. Secondly, I want to recognize Abraham Import. Sometimes he even waned with almost no prior notice. So certainly that was a big job, which he definitely helped cover. Also want to recognize that Abraham was our Kohen for the last couple of years. Now that Abraham is graduating, we currently do not have any Kohanim in CPA, male Kohanim, from kindergarten through 12th grade. So Shari, that's your job, recruit us a Kohen.
Okay, I got one.
Okay, and lastly, the beginning of davening, we always start with brachos and Pesukei D'Zimra, which usually is done by one of our junior high students, but sometimes it takes a bit of time for the younger students to get comfortable getting up and waning, and often there ends up being one person who really steps up and ends up doing most of the work. So this year, the person who carried most of the load was Ariel Lokowski. Probably 75% of the time this year. Thankfully, we have some people who are stepping up the last couple of weeks, so hopefully next year we'll get a bit of a break. So to recognize all these people, we have a gift that we're going to present to them, a sefer or a gift.
Okay, picture right here. You want to be there here? Sure.
Okay, so I am here to give three new surprising awards. So the first award I would like to call two people. This is for Mimi Myers and Ayala Hassan. In recognition of your dedication, leadership, and helping run girls junior high davening throughout the 24-25 school year. Thank you for your meaningful contribution. And then one more award, which is not a regular award, but is being added by myself, Mrs. Newman, and Rabbi Warner, to recognize a student who consistently demonstrates exceptional thoughtfulness and attentiveness to those around her. She's always looking for ways to help out and has a unique sensitivity to those who may be going through a hard time, often offering a listening ear and quiet support when it's needed most. She was especially helpful when it came to this year's school Shabbaton, dedicating her time and energy to the food preparations and throughout the Shabbaton itself, constantly stepping up to set up, clean up, and assist wherever needed. This award is being presented to Layla Lindell. And I also ordered a gift for each of them. Unfortunately, I didn't come in time.
Our next presenter, she runs the high school. She's a communicator, organizer, administrator, but those abstractions include being a counselor, a custodian, IT expert, a food server, a substitute teacher, all disciplines, an artist, speechwriter, chef, mathematician, coder, receptionist, fundraiser, spokesperson, drill sergeant, fire tornado, lockdown, not to mention the 24/7 job as a parent of 3. Please welcome the winner of the 2000 Julius Baker Award, Debbie Gratian.
Thank you all for an incredible year. Okay. Grades are only one way that we capture student achievement. They don't tell a whole story of what a student has accomplished in a course. There are many of you who pushed yourself tremendously in a class and grew so much, but it might not result in an A, and that's okay. Those are often the classes we're most proud of. Having said that, I do want to acknowledge students who rose above all challenges, regardless of whether they liked the class or not, whether the subject came easily to them or not, to receive all A's on any quarter report card this year. In quarters 1 to 3, since quarter 4 grades are still being finalized, report cards will be out next week. Okay, I did have to figure out this list somewhat manually, so I sincerely apologize if I left any of you off or made a mistake. I'll issue a correction if I need to. Okay, I'm just going to have you stand in your seats. You do not need to come up to the stage. Students who received all A's on 1 quarter report card, if you could just rise, please. Bella Chaplinsky, Rebecca Chaplinsky, Ariel Kofsky, Rena Peltz, Dahlia Savage, Sydney Schechter, Noah Schumann, Dina Weiner, Noah Weprin, and Avi Zogan. Alright, now students who received all A's on 2 quarter report cards. Eliza Alt, Eden Chaikin, Holly Chaikin, Shoshana Freed, Rena Harrow, Ayala Hassan, Yona Liebesman, and Ariella Wolf. Okay. Now for students who received all A's on all 3 quarters so far. Noah Berger, Evan Binsky, Akiva Chaikin, Yitzi Cooper, Trudy Cooper, Rosie Feinberg, Gabriella Illen, Sapir Import, Ariel Cooperstein, Shiri Cooperstein, Eliana Lefkowitz, Mimi Myers, Aaliyah Newman, Oscar Raymond, Alamana Samuel, Ari Schulman, Monty Teisman, Sonia Weprin, and Steve Zuckerman. In addition to our academics, CTA is blessed to have a student body with varied interests and talents and families who support their pursuits. I want to give special recognition to a few of those students and tell you what they're doing that extends beyond the classroom. This is not an exhaustive list, just some things that we know about. Ayala Hassan, her work with Stand With Us as an intern has benefited us all this past year. She is passing the baton to Mimi Myers, who is named next year's Stand With Us intern. So Mimi will travel to Los Angeles to participate in 2 leadership conferences, where she'll learn more about Israel and receive training on combating anti-Semitism. We look forward to benefiting from her experience next year. Misha Kruglov participated in the Ohio Attorney General's Teen Ambassador Program, where he worked with other teens to advise the Attorney General's office on issues relevant to them. Mimi Myers and Akiva Chaikin both completed a year with the Wexner Service Corps, and Boaz Kerr completed his year as a returning senior leader. They worked with other Jewish teens from all around Columbus, doing community service each month. Next year's Wexner Service Corps participants, we actually have 4 students joining: Rena Harrow, Gabriella Ellen, Noah Berger, and Aaliyah Newman. I want to congratulate, he actually spoke about this in his speech last night, Dovie Hollander, auditioned and earned a seat with the Columbus Youth Jazz Ensemble. Congratulations, Dovie. Aaliyah Newman is participating in Genesis, a 3-week pre-college summer program at Brandeis University, which is really good. We have quite a few high school entrepreneurs, something we think takes a lot of hard work and ingenuity, and we're proud of the effort and parent support in letting them do this. Sam Burns Live at Burns Bagel. Rena Peltz of Rena's Tasty Treats. Talia Chicken with Hair by Talia. And I'm sure there's more that I don't know about, but those are the ones that are, so please do share if you will have your own business. We support that. I want to give a shout out to Evan Binsky, who took the initiative to help lead the lower school chess club, and Eliana Lefkowitz, who volunteered to help with the programs. Their involvement benefits our younger students here at CTA and adds to the positive atmosphere. Thank you, Evan and Eliana, for the time and effort you took to help CTA while being great role models for our younger students. In an unprecedented move, we have 4 rising seniors who've been selected to be on NCSY's regional board. We've got Mimi Myers, Rona Jacobson, Julia Bindal, and Akiva Chapin, who is our regional president. On the chapter level, we also have, congrats the new Columbus chapter president, Aaliyah Newman, and the juniors president, if I'm using the right terminology, Rena Harrow. We really do encourage our students to be involved in the community, the broader Jewish community, the global community as much as possible, so we really applaud all those efforts. I'm sure a lot of you have done really cool things that I didn't mention. If you don't tell me or Ms. Delman about it, we don't necessarily know about it, so please do, so we can brag about you in the future. And I'm sure a lot of you have some cool summer programs. Can't wait to hear about it when you come back in the fall. Thank you.
Wow, busy. And moving on to the high school awards. Last week, many of our graduates spoke about the importance of boasting your successes. They spoke about self-promotion. They spoke about owning your enemies. They spoke about being aggrieved and finding a target for your grievance. Actually, they didn't do that. They discussed humility. They discussed learning from their mistakes, sacrifice, giving, having perspective, perseverance, helping others. Because these values we espouse in our mission. These values make us the thriving community we are. And I congratulate this year's class of 2025. Those values, for example, in 2018, Josh Wolf won the Millen Award and promptly gave it back in the form of sponsoring an award that celebrates those very values. Please welcome Josh Wolf to the BEMA for the Josh Wolf Perseverance Award. I like to cry Josh up. Thank you. Good to see you. Joining Josh is a very special presenter. In 1997, she and her family moved to Columbus. One of the reasons being she could send her 4 children to this new high school called Columbus Torah Academy. Bill Clinton was the president. Easton Shopping Center was just an idea. She would guide her 4 children to the lower school, then the upper school, working as an aide, the as a substitute, and ultimately watching all 4 of her children speak at graduation. But she wasn't done. In 2016, she came to the rescue of CTA, getting a classroom all of her own. And since then, she has been a rock in the math department. As a parent, she was an unflinchingly supportive of the teacher's work, a model parent partner in the job of education. As a teacher, she guides students with the caring and supporting light, the kind of teacher who deep down celebrates the growth and successes of each of her students. For almost 30 years, Sharon Schramm has played a crucial role in this school, parenting, teaching, mentoring, chaperoning, and being a friend. She can now focus on the all-important work of grandparenting for her 8 grandchildren. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bema, the Shrammy cat herself, Sharon Schramm.
Thank you, Mrs. Schramm. It is such an honor to be here today. Good morning, CTA faculty and staff, friends and parents of the graduating class of 2025. 9 years ago, I was sitting in the CTA shul alongside my classmates when I was honored with the Deborah and Philip Millen Scholarship Award. Almost immediately, I knew that I wanted to do something meaningful with this scholarship for the school that had given me so much. And thus, the Josh Wolf Award and Scholarship for Perseverance and Positivity was born. The values instilled in me at CTA have followed me into college and given me the skills and tools I need to achieve my dream of being a museum archivist. I am presently working on my second master's degree in museum study. There has been an emergency reported in the building. Please using marked stairways and exits. I am presently working on my second master's degree in museum studies at Johns Hopkins University. Without a doubt, I believe that this school has played a pivotal role in my academic success. The Josh Wolf Award is presented to a CTA student who shows a determination to achieve and not give up, displays positivity and respect towards others, and has the ability to act with grace, while coping and overcoming any challenges and obstacles. My personal congratulations to this morning's recipient of the Josh Wolf Award, and to all the CTA students graduating.
Mrs. Delvin usually gives this award, so she wrote down a few words that I'm going to edit. We have all faced challenges and showed perseverance in this year. If you want, you can take a minute, think about the challenges you face. In some ways, each of us deserves a medal. But this year's winner stands out for their courage, their meetup, their grit. This year's winner does not complain about circumstances. They set their mind to what they want, and then quietly and gracefully keeps on going. I'm sure they get discouraged and disappointed like the rest of us, but they always dust themselves off and get themselves right back up. In fact, that was the theme of their graduation speech this year. The 2025 winner of the Josh Wolf Award for Positivity and Perseverance is Shoshana Free. She's in Israel. Well, she persevered. That's her best friend. That's her best toward longer distance, Shoshana's perseverance is a life skill that would take far, unintended. On a personal note, I just want you to know, Josh was in my very first statistics class, and Shoshana is in my last.
Secondly, as far as our values go, we value kindness and service. And named in memory of Oleg Weisberg and Riva Chernyavskaya, whose relatives attended a gathering. Here to celebrate kindness, Elish Ibaram.
Okay, so this award is also usually given to Mrs. Dolan, who's in charge of the community service in school. She's not here right now. But she also gave me something that we kind of worked together to make this speechless, like kind of half from her, half from me. Okay, so we all have strengths and weaknesses, good days and hard ones, and this student is no exception. What sets her apart and what makes her so deserving of this award is that she genuinely wants to be good. And you see that. And she understands that being good takes conscious effort and commitment. If there's a chesed program, she's the first to sign up. If there's a program focused on kindness, she's there, ready to participate and contribute. She's constantly working on herself to become a better and better person. What's most impressive is her growth mindset. Instead of staying at the status quo, she recognizes that every person has room to grow in Midot, Torah, and Judaism, and she truly wants to be someone who's always moving forward on that upward path in each of those areas. Mimi Myers. You've earned this award through your sincere dedication to Chesed and your ongoing efforts to grow into the best version of yourself. Our bracha to you is that your actions continue to inspire those around you to do the same.
For the Carl and Gussie Steinberg Scholarship Award in Science, I'd like to call on Mrs. Brodsky. I said I'd like to call on her. You think I want to give this award? Let that be the lesson. Just because you like to do something doesn't mean it's going to happen. Yes, Ms. Brodsky is currently in Vienna touring opera houses there, so no, I cannot. But she had this to say about the Carl and Gussie Steinberg Scholarship Award. Here we go. This student took an idea of energy conservation, yes, to heart and demonstrated spectacular ability to conserve energy, devoted to sound wave production in class, and saved it for hobby purposes. He is really passionate about harmonic motion and the concept of frequency of sound waves, since that is what he does for fun. During physics class, he helped balance the torques of students' attitude and keep everybody productive during lab time. He artfully applied quantum dualism, who wouldn't, to almost every problem solving, quietly pointing to all of us that our solution could go in a totally different direction. However, at any given point during the space-time continuum, this student was very honest to admit that he did not watch all of the assigned AP classroom videos and did not take notes on them as a result. This Carl and Gussie Steinberg Scholarship Award goes to Sam Garvin. anyone who wants an amazing cup of coffee in support of his cause of his sister's bar mitzvah in tzedakah, get your orders in, people. Thank you very much, sir. You can get your orders in right here for a little shameless promotion. QR code for your coffee. This is delicious. Thank you, Gobi. I can attest to its deliciousness. Meanwhile, cue the connections, please.
Oh, connection?
Yes, cue the connections, please.
Okay.
This year, 2024-2025 version. Thank you.
How do I do it? I press
Hit the
play?
button. There you go. Okay. Okay, whoever can come up with the first version gets a prize. Gets a prize. What do you got here? 2025 shooter. Let's go.
Notre Dame, Tennessee, Oregon. Teams OSU beat in the playoffs.
Natty, all right, go ahead. You know, as our first winner. Screen, please. Screen, please. Slide, please. There you go. Good job, Yona. Give it a second, give it a second. Save it, save it, save it, save it, save it. Save it for the next round. Okay, but you got it, you know it. Congratulations. Yona gets a prize. Okay, and let's see. Okay, and the next award. And here is Shira Newman coming back. Get your coffee now.
This next award, the Deborah and Philip Millen Memorial Award, is not only an award that recognizes a student who exhibits intellectual curiosity, diligence, character, empathy, and kindness, it also comes with a $1,000 prize connected to it. It is given to a graduating senior, and it was established by Rabbi Henoch Millen and Dr. Michelle Millen in memory of their parents and in-laws, and was subsequently endowed by Penny Wenger and Charles McGee. The student receiving this year's Millen Memorial Award, despite the appeal of senioritis, maintained a diligent and rigorous academic schedule. I witnessed this student producing top quality work in Holocaust class, where both academic rigor as well as human empathy were called upon in equal measure. The student also volunteered their time to help enhance the davening experience of younger students, while also working on their own connection to Hashem through observance of mitzvot, like making sure to give the proper amount of maaser money to tzedakah. Their infectious smile and genuine care for peers is exemplary. Finally, the student excelled this year as a Stand With Us student intern, organizing various and meaningful learning opportunities, both in and out of the school for all of us, to gain a deeper understanding of the war that Israel is currently fighting against Hamas. I'm confident that this student will continue to grow in her own capacities and to share them with her community in the future. The Deborah and Philip Millen Memorial Award is going to the very deserving Ayala Hazan.
Indeed, it was a year of conflicts. Drake versus Kendrick. Blake Lively versus Justin Bieber. Tyson versus Jake Paul. BB versus Normal. We all know who lost that one. We all did. But not for our next presenter. She is the walking solution to conflicts or problems, namely those of the math variety. Here she is to present the Bob Binsky Mathematics Scholarship, Jenny Jones.
The Bob Binsky Mathematics Award is designed to be given to a student who shows grit, growth mindset, and progress in math. It comes with an award of $150, which we recommend to be used on math, of course. This year, I saw so much growth in so many of my students, and it was really difficult to decide which student to give it to. This student worked hard all year and came into math with very low confidence, but then started to have things click. I got to watch the student fully bloom into not just a great student, but a mathematician. I'm not gonna cry. I am honored and proud to present this year's Bob Binsky Mathematics Award to Aaliyah Newman.
You guys! I mean, I'm not going to say how long ago I hosted these awards, but it was 20 years ago. The ceremony was Marsha Hirschfield's brainchild to give recognition to outstanding achievement in the form of 11, 12, now 13 commendation cups. These awards celebrate individual achievement, yes, but they also celebrate our community, yo. The donors have generously supported our work in physical education, science, language arts, math, performing arts, creativity, Mitot, Judaic studies, Hebrew, social studies, visual arts, Talmud, and Talmud. Today marks the 21st time we're doing this. A new generation indeed. The state of CTA is strong, people. I welcome back Ali Shiva Ram, and I'd like to introduce the donor for the Harry Gilbert Award, Larry Gilbert, to talk about creativity. Thank you.
Every time I get up here, I see all these students who started from nothing. At least you don't know you started from nothing, but you did start from nothing. And then you achieve this greatness, and eventually, if you succeed, you graduate. And then you get to start from nothing again. You get to go to college because you reach the next level. When I was doing martial arts, after 5 years of sweating and living out of a suitcase to do the martial arts because I had no income, I realized that as I became a black belt, I knew nothing. And I just started over. And that's what you have to realize is that you get to the next level, you're just starting over. That's a good thing. You have to look at the old level and say, well, that was interesting. And then you start over again. And that's exactly what you've done. Every year you start over. Every year you go to the next level. And the question is, can you maintain this through your whole life? Because the school teaches you how to do this. And all you have to do is maintain this and you will be highly successful in your own personal lives. Here's Mrs. Ron to give you one.
Okay, this year's Creativity and Innovation Award is being presented to a student who has consistently impressed me with her imagination, originality, and leadership over the past 2 years. This student doesn't just answer questions. She reflects, analyzes, and responds in ways that show depth, sincerity, and an ability to think beyond the surface. In both Chumash and Nach, she regularly brings fresh perspectives and thoughtful insights, connecting the lessons from the Torah to real life in creative and meaningful ways. She doesn't settle for easy answers, but truly engages with the material and seeks out understanding in her own unique way. When faced with unexpected challenges, she rose above them, not with complaints or excuses, but with determination and resourcefulness. Whether in class or on a team, she shows a quiet kind of leadership, the kind that leads by example, encourages others to keep going, and keeps the mission in focus even when others step back. So, I wrote this student a letter. It goes like this. Dear Blake, keep up your love of learning and your willingness to think deeply. Never lose that spark of creativity or your courage to ask questions. I can't wait to see how you continue to grow, lead, and make a difference in the world, just by being exactly who you are. Mazel tov, you truly earned this award. Love, Mrs. Rowe. And with that,
That give the award to Rebecca Lipinski.
Next up, we got the David and Irene Cole Physical Education Award. This is named by Stuart and Marilyn Cole, parents to 3 CTA alumni, and named in honor of Mr. Cole's parents. The importance and benefits of physical education has long been an integral part of the lives of the Cole family, and is therefore most appropriate that the David and Irene Cole Memorial Cup will be given in this field. Well before jogging became stylish, walking was the primary mode of transportation for Irene Cole. Even in her 90s, she walked at least 5 miles each day, a fact that obviously played an important factor in her long and full life. David Cole was similarly involved in sports, particularly handball. He enjoyed sports both as a participant and spectator, and he passed this passion on to his son, who has in turn passed his love of sports onto his grandson, Elliot. It's exceptionally difficult to put into words the incredible goodness that David Cole exemplified. He was simply a kind, caring, and gentle man to whom family came first. This year, the award is going to someone who puts in the extra effort. She's constantly in the gym, putting extra effort in on her own, seeking out coaches to give her advice. She has also stepped up into a leadership role, both on the field and the court, as a freshman. That's a huge deal to coaches and to teammates. So, Eliana Lefty.
I know this is a time of celebration, but this year we're given a grim reminder of how fragile our lives are, how in the blink of an eye they can be turned into chaos. Thankfully, the TikTok outage only lasted a few hours, and our lives were restored, although many of us are having flash. Noah, I know you're still coping with that difficulty. But to show us how to cope with adversity, here is Angela Barch, or the Barch the Bard, to give the Max and Betty Ziskin Performing Arts Award.
I am here to present the Max and Betty Ziskin Performing Arts Award, named after their daughters, Ellen Siegel Pollock and Marcia Hirschfeld. CTA alumni parents and former faculty. Max and Betty Ziskin were art enthusiasts. Max was an avid reader who appreciated talented literary achievement. Betty was a capable musician who sang on her own radio program in college and played the piano for numerous gallery players and Torah Academy productions later in life. Together, Betty and Max thoroughly enjoyed going to the theater, both locally and in New York. So it is altogether appropriate that the Max and Betty Performing Arts Award is named in their honor. It goes without saying, the person receiving this award is a talented actor. But more importantly, they are creative, always prepared, and generous on stage. At each and every rehearsal, this actor consistently worked hard, not only for their own success, but for the success of the production and the success of their fellow actors. It is these qualities demonstrated during the production of the Shakespeare Festival 2025, and that Biskin Performing Arts Award goes to Dahlia South.
Sometimes in your career as a teacher, you're lucky enough to encounter a force like this year's winner of the Sage Moreno Language Arts. A staunch individual, an ebullient spirit, tenacious worker, curious nature, obvious talent. The kind of student others look to for answers, for leadership, for guidance. She wrote beautifully in Inky Lit, often as a model for the instructor to use to show how it's done. She is no stranger, which is also what she did by winning this year's Poetry Out Loud competition. She is no stranger to this moment of recognition, having made her way up these stairs on several other occasions. The 7th grade Citizenship Award, the 8th grade Citizenship Award, the Weisberg Award, whatever awards she's winning. How many times are you going to come up here? Take all that, mix it up, her style, her worldliness, and yes, her riz. And well, you get writer. Like a favorite song that never gets old, Ayala Hazan. Connections, 24, 25. Evan.
Shram, Eugene, Norm, and Ariel.
Ariel, but also, I think it was Ariel. Should be, no, there's no one in there. Oh, okay. Should be Schechter too. Anyway, but go ahead, yes. You got it right, that wasn't added. Au revoir. True. Hold on. Wait for the next one. Hold on. True, we say goodbye to the Coopersteins, Ariel, Shiri. While they have taught us much, they don't get paid for it. I mentioned the irreplaceable Shram, and of course now the Schechters too, Miriam and Dr. Schechter. Don't come up just yet though. There is more sweet sorrow in the form of Norm and Eugene's departure. When you think of a school, you think of teaching, learning, education. You don't think of accountants and custodians. That is, these essential, and I mean essential, team players. Yes? Sure, students and teachers win recognition for their dedication to the cause, but by comparison, who is more dedicated to the working of the school than Norm and Eugene? Eugene Simikoff. Say his name, Eugene. Only Karen Cannonbaum has done more for Columbus Torah Academy. Norm, you changed the responsibilities of controller to include developer, real estate agent, security chief, community liaison, safety czar, the voice of Hashem, and a go-to for Purim video shtick. Indeed, Norm, it's been so much more than the garden that you helped grow. The good news is that we hope to see you back serving as the horticulturalist and jam band promoter for your son Ryan. Bravo, all of you, for making this moment of goodbye a difficult one. This past week, we also heard more than a few references to the legend of Dr. Carol Park, blessed memory. Such is the true power of our work as teachers. The effect of their work in the classroom lives on. To bestow the Dr. Park Award, please welcome Eliza Farnsworth to the beam.
The Dr. Carol Park Science Achievement Award is named in memory of a dedicated science and CTA teacher, Dr. Carol Park, who had a passion for science and her students. It was endowed by her colleagues Mrs. Delman and Mrs. Rosenbaum and their families. This award is presented to a student who earns high marks, shows a positive attitude, and is prepared for class, and has a general interest and aptitude in science. There are many students in the science courses who deserve this award. This student caught the eyes of the faculty for their curiosity above all else, and asking the odd but fascinating questions. This student has perseverance in a subject that they didn't think they would enjoy, but to their surprise, admitted to finding value and new perspective about life this year. This student sees the inherent value that using science to find answers to our questions has to all human beings. And I am happy to present this award to Emma Lee.
The Urban Francine Greff Mathematics Award is about high academic achievement in math, positive attitude in class, preparation, and curiosity about math. This year I had several students with great mathematical talent, so I had to really consider all of the qualifications for this award. The winning student really exemplified all of them. They asked thoughtful questions that clearly deepened their understanding, often even catching my own mistakes. They were always prepared, respectful, and helpful to others. I am so impressed with this student. I'm so thankful to teach them, and I look forward to continuing to do so. This year, I'm proud to present the Urban Francine Greff Mathematics Award to Yinzi Cooper.
Oh, Hal, you're up.
Okay, the Social Studies Award. This award, now in its 21st year, is presented to a student who embraces what a CTA history class and education offers with heightened interest. It's an honor to introduce this year's Social Studies Award winner. A student who brings energy, curiosity, and a sharp mind to every class. From the start, he has shown a deep passion for history and a gift for critical thinking that consistently elevates our discussions. He's respectful, quick-witted, and knows exactly when it's time to lock in and do the work. While his 8-push journey hasn't always been easy, his growth this year has been incredible, and it's clear that his dedication and love for learning will take him far. Congratulations to a truly deserving student, Noah Blumberg.
Clearly looking for a name. This award is looking for a name.
our Hebrew is impeccable, as far as I can tell. To celebrate achievement in Hebrew language, please give a welcome. His final 3 years here at CTA. Indeed, these years have gone by fast, my friend. I have personally enjoyed discussing our work as writers and teachers. I know I speak for all of us when I say your perspective and your kindness in the Teacher's Lounge will be missed. Please welcome Asher Schechter.
The Deshe family are lifelong supporters of CTA and their commitment to Hebrew and Israel education. The family value the Hebrew language so much that they created an award for the Hebrew achievement. Avi and Ari and the Deshe family, and they are supporting the love of Israel and the state of Israel and their appreciation for the Jewish language. It is with great pleasure that I present Deshe Family Hebrew Language Award today. We have many good students, but Deshe Family Hebrew Language Award is given to a top high school student who demonstrates excellence with all Hebrew language skills, a student who is respectful and dedicated, works hard and actively participates in Hebrew classes and programs. Once, a Hebrew teacher told me, when do you know that a student internalizes a foreign language? When he starts smiling after getting a joke in that language. In order to smile upon hearing a joke, we need to start from the beginning, from the basics. Reading, speaking, vocabulary and grammar. This student studied all of this seriousness and dedication and talent. And so, when we reached to humorous text, and the student smiled at the funny sarcasm emanating from the text, then I knew. But above all, it was a pleasure to have a conversation about musical piece by Mendelssohn or listening to and discussing Heroica, the Third Symphony of Ludwig van Beethoven. It was both intellectual and spiritual experience to share with a student. Who is a student? You may guess. It is my pleasure to give this year the Deshe Family Hebrew Language Award to my 12th grade student, Sam. May I say a word in Hebrew? בהצלחה בדרך.
Just by sitting through the ceremony, everyone here is officially recognized for the 2026 Perseverance Award. Stay strong, people. You got this. Okay. For our next award, two presenters. First, I'd like to welcome from the class of 2004, Torah Academy graduate and current parent, Sam Nudis, who will talk about the award, and also for her work in visual arts. Here's the one, the only, by that I mean we only have one, our teacher, Miss Monica Van Horn.
a big art collector, but it's not about him, it's about the students. We're a small school, but we have big talents, and I'm really impressed with what CTA is putting out. This is Van Horn to do the rest.
All right. The Visual Art Award is endowed by Laura and Ira Nudez in memory of Laura's father, Robert Leeson. Mr. Leeson was a great art enthusiast with countless works hanging in his home. His grandchildren graduated from CTA, and 2 of his great-grandchildren now attend the school, continuing the family legacy. The winner is someone who shows leadership and dedication as one of the yearbook editors and shows willingness to explore new techniques and mediums. She always came to class with a positive attitude and always wanted to learn new things. This award is given to Shoshana Freeman.
It's Gabrielle. Gabriella, you're not doing another stand-in? I thought you were stand-in. So let Shoshana know. Yeah. She's not Gabriella, won't disagree. We'll Photoshop.
All right, checking back in connections. How we doing? How we doing? The answers. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? Nothing? Swag available?
Apple water, snack off.
Rabbi Yatnes. Is he right? Reasons to leave class. That is 100%.
Toss. Oh, toss.
Bathroom and tossed. Okay. Yes, and for that you get our swag. Here we go. All right. That's right. Why leave class? Just get up and leave. In some places you do get the old leave call. No stranger to the hallways. Here is Rena Peltz along with Rabbi Zuckerman for the Matthew Eric Peltz Helmet Award.
When my family moved to Columbus, my mother introduced my grandparents, Jay Russell and Linda Peltz, to CTA. During their conversation with Rabbi Drandolph, he mentioned that the school only had 2 Judaic Studies awards, and he would love to see more. Inspired by this, my grandparents decided to create the Matthew Eric Peltz Talmud Award in memory of their son, my father, and his deep commitment to learning Torah. By naming this award after him, they honor a student who approaches Gemara study with the same seriousness and dedication as my father.
This student has been a prominent member of our class for almost 3 years. From the beginning, he's been an amazing student, a pleasure to have, despite having a triple curriculum, which I don't think anyone else in the school can compete with. Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll find out at the end. Besides his great skill in Gemara, which is comprehension, he's a very active participant in our class. Sometimes some people think it might be too much. I don't personally feel that way. But he asks very sharp and probing questions, and he's not scared to argue with me relentlessly, which is a very big compliment in Gemara learning, to the point where he doesn't necessarily agree with me, but he certainly understands everything that I'm saying. Additionally, we've been learning at a school together for almost his entire time in Columbus, which has really been a pleasure. He's a pleasure to have as a chavrusa. And my hope is that in addition to whatever top secret job he's doing in IDF, he develops into the Talmud Chacham that he certainly can be. This award is going to be given to a student who will all miss dearly, and certainly Gemara class will miss very dearly next year, Ariel Cooperstein.
we are to the end of this one. You're welcome to stay and just start your classes, I suppose, or you can go, your call. But before you do, please welcome the outstanding parent, the amazing painter, and the CTA Lion fan extraordinaire, Stacy Lehman.
It seems weird to be presenting the Sherry Lehman Award, as she's very much alive in our hearts and our deeds. We weren't sure that she would like an award with her name on it, as her habit was to give anonymously, or to sign her ads in the ad book, Auntie. Sherry was a teacher, which defined most of her life, but Auntie was her avocation in her second act after retirement. She moved to Columbus and doted on her great-nephews. She loved CTAing for kishkas. She came to every event here and faithfully picked up Yaki and Yona for coffee dates at Starbucks on Wednesdays. When Sherry passed away, we found 2 small tote bags that were still packed, like she was ready to go. One was for her book club, and the other one had her Jewish learning in it. She adored the Milton Mini School, and when it no longer existed, she continued to study with Rabbi Carrie Kosberg. Sherry would be delighted to honor the academic achievements of a young woman Torah scholar. Her mother and my grandmother hosted a Gemara class with Rabbi Stasky in her home. I shared my love of Torah learning with her, and when she had the opportunity to meet Rabbi Hannah Hinken in Columbus, she was thoroughly impressed by her. Rabbi Hinken was able to communicate to her that there were new heights that young women were reaching in their studies, and she was awed by it. It's my honor to present this award with Mor Yoatzek Shir.
The Sherry Lehman Talmud Award is being awarded to a student who exhibits wide-ranging interests in Torah, Talmud, or Gemara, both in and out of school, excellent grades, skills, and appreciation for the study of Talmud and how it plays a role in the halachic process. I have had the pleasure of studying Gemara with this student for 2 years. From day one in junior high, the student displayed an appreciation and respect for how our sages Chazal in the Gemara 2,000 years ago contributed to and shaped the development of Jewish law that we still observe to this day. Clearly, this student had already interacted with the Talmud, as became evident when she excitedly told me about the extra Talmud study she would do at home. This student's quick mastery of Talmud skills, as well as a vocal desire to be further challenged, made it evidently clear that this student was ready for Talmud enrichment. And so, it was a bittersweet moment when I bid this student farewell, proudly sending her on to study in the first ever Advanced Girls Gemara class at CTA under the tutelage of Rabbi Newman. While I missed her drive and academic excellence in our Gemara class, it was wonderful to see her further dive into the well springs of Torah this past year. And it didn't hurt that her new teacher was pretty awesome too. Her regular breakfast companion, a well-worn Gemara Psachim with tiny handwritten notes and copious sticky notes, is a testament to her diligence and love of our heritage. It is with great privilege to award the inaugural Sherry Lehman Talmud Award to Noah Berger.
I so loved Tuvi's freshman speech last night. He, like Yitzi and his sister, 3rd generation CTA stars. That's like 1 generation, but times 3. In non-math terms, that means tradition, values, dedication, family, education, all wrapped up into one. No, we shall not take that work of a lifetime for granted. I'd like to welcome Rabbi Zuckerman back to the Bima, as well as the living legend herself, Karen Tannenbaum.
on the ad book. And I was in the second 8th grade graduating class, and my sister graduated 2 years later. My sister and her husband have 4 kids who all graduated here, quadruplets. And my husband and I have 3 daughters. Mindy has Yitzi, who just finished 11th grade, Tubi, who just finished 8th grade last night, and Kayla finished 6th. And Miss Tannenbaum is the 2nd grade, is a 1st grade teacher, and this is her 20th year teaching 1st grade. Our youngest daughter lives in Silver Spring, and Jewish education was very important to my parents. I'm sure they would be proud of the student receiving this award, and in fact, I believe I gave this award to the student's brother several years ago.
Not to argue with Mr. Guyton, I think it's 4th generation, not a student, but in terms of family involvement in the school. 4th generation, which is very impressive. Totally side note, but it's relevant to the point I was thinking about last night. It's how it's such a unique character of the school. They have so much multi-generational involvement, where you have families that stick around and students whose parents or grandparents attended the school. Okay, so the winner of this award has done a very impressive amount of study of Torah outside of school, really out of the totality of Torah study, Gemara, Mishnah, Halacha, Jewish thought. It seems to me like he almost has an insatiable desire to study all parts of Torah. He frequently asks me and other rabbis questions in Halacha, in Jewish law. He's finished multiple sections of Mishnah out of school, and I think he's probably going to finish all of it by the end of high school. If he wasn't before I said that, then knowing him, he probably will do it now that I said that in public, which was part of my agenda. And just as a side observation about him, something that struck me was the more he's taken off the court due to various factors, is the more he's gotten involved in Torah study. It's really just an observation. There's no deeper meaning or hashkafa pratis commentary on that, but I'm just pointing that out. That's how the life trajectory. And really, just yesterday, he was, I'll say he was, I don't mean this in a bad way, but he was really pushing me for more out of school, like really pushing me for more out of, negotiating with me almost, for more out of school learning opportunities, which is really impressive. He's actually the only student I've ever had who really basically begged me to join my class, which itself is like, it's almost suicidal. But in any event, so the winner of this award for 2025 is Yona Liebesman. And he's the longest statistic in the school. Last one. Yeah. Yeah, Leah, hit raise. Well, yeah. Yeah. No. What? Disaster is at CTA. Yes. There we go. Of course, there was the flood. There was the pestilence of the Shabbaton. There was the insects, ants in the hallway, and you would think there's a famine every first period class with the way the 8th graders attempt to sneak in a snack in between every sentence, it appears. Well done. It's been an amazing run for our next presenter. For 4 years now, he has led the school in various ways: Gemara, Judaic Studies,
chaperoning trips to Sandusky, Hershey Park, but most incredibly, he has somehow avoided being called up to the Bema as a presenter. And I'm sorry that streak is now coming to an end. Here he is, Rabbi Bear.
The Rabbi David Stavsky Meadow Award. This award is named for Rabbi David Stavsky, who was spiritual leader of Beth Jacob congregation for 47 years. He was a founder of Columbus Torah Academy and an ardent supporter of Jewish education, life, and learning. He guided so many families in this community toward a heightened level of Jewish observance and knowledge. The award is endowed by his daughter, Anita Michael Weitz, who are the parents of 4 CTA high school graduates and now have 3 granddaughters at CTA. As his son-in-law, Mike Weitz, noted years ago when he presented this award, Rabbi Stavsky, in his interaction with students and adults, greatly valued the midah of Akara HaTov, to show appreciation not just when something amazing happens, but to recognize the good at all times. The qualifications for this award are meant to be a student that shows, that has displayed empathy, sincerity, kindness, consideration, responsibility, and respect, both in and out of school. As I was thinking about this student, I had a few words that I wanted to, a few adjectives that I wanted to add. Refined, polite, polished, a quiet confidence. Somebody who really blends having a quiet confidence and at the same time being kind and caring. It's something that's a rare blend that you don't see in everyone. Someone who, from my first year here, who was in my first class 4 years ago, has always showed responsibility and awareness and caring for the people around him. Often when you have a student who's a leader, they often can be very loud, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's rare to have someone who has the confidence to get up in front of a room full of adults and kids and speak in a passionate, confident, and eloquent manner. Something that I think a lot of us didn't see coming. But once we've seen him speak, I think we were all blown away by what we saw. One other thing that I'd like to add is that I often reflect on when students are leaving CTA, I often think about how will they represent both CTA and Judaism in the world beyond these walls. And as I reflect on this student, I am sure that he will hold the metaphorical torch high and make a good impression of both CTA and Judaism wherever he goes. So I'd like to present this next award, and by calling up Misha Kabul.
Now, the moment that you really have been all waiting for, please welcome Drippy, Riz, and Skibbity to the Bema for the Mock Awards.
Good afternoon, CTA. As you remember last year, we wanted to recognize people that don't usually get recognized.
Thus, the TTFC TAMAC was born.
Also known as the 2024 Columbus Torah Academy Mock Award Committee. Well, now 2025. So sit back, relax, and
The winner is Noah Blumberg!
Am I photoing these?
Yeah.
Do I need to go this way for stories? Do I need to go this way for serious
Coming back for another year, the Super Senior Award is given to a graduated senior who is the super senior. This award is going to Julian Rubinoff!
Gabriella, you in?
Come on, Gabriella! I think we could all guess the winner of this award, the biggest Rizzler. With half the student population in love with him, I'm honored to present this award to Akiva Chinke!
Rabbis are very important, especially in a Jewish school, which is why this year we decided to make the Best Rabbi Award. This is being given to someone who really embodies Avodas and Ahavas Hashem. The Best Rabbi Award is going to Rabbi Guinan!
Oh, sorry.
This award, the Stickiest Student Award, is going to the student who brings vibrant energy to our hallways every day. Always there with a joke or funny nickname to make you smile. The winner of the Stickiest Student Award is Sam Burnswine!
Sam, come on. 11:49, Sam, hustle.
Another new award this year is the Biggest Girls Girl Award. This goes to the most supportive, encouraging, and overall nice girl, or, well, I guess boy. This award is going to Toby Hollander!
Okay, this next award is a little bit different. The Most Supportive Parent Award. This is not going to a student or faculty member, however, she is in the room with us. A parent who is at every event cheering her son on. We're going to miss her next year. The winner is Robin Garvin!
filling snack here and there just so they can get through the day. The winner of the Big Back Award is Yo-Yo Pizza!
Okay. Attendance is very important here at CTA, so we decided we would honor the student with the best attendance. You will always see them in school in rain or shine. The winner is Boas
And now we'd like to welcome back to the stage Stephen Guinan.
For this. Thank you all. And finally, I'd like to invite Rabbi Dranoff to the Bema for some final thoughts on 24-25. Thank you all.
I'm just curious among the adults, am I the only one who's just utterly confused, not sure what just happened? Half of those I was afraid to laugh, I didn't know what was going on. Many years ago, there was a father and a son who were having a conversation. The son, that prior June, had just graduated Jewish day school, and now he's heading off to college. And the father and the son are having a conversation about two issues, both very important. One, now that he's going to college, how does he maintain the spiritual growth? And the other is finances. So the father said to his son, I'll make you a deal. You put on tefillin every day. When you come back for Thanksgiving, I'll give you extra money. So someone off to college, 2 months later, came back for Thanksgiving break, and he said, Dad, where's my money? And the father told him, I can tell you did not do your part of the deal because they left money in your tefillin bin. The message is important. Mitzvot, Torah learning, the reward is invaluable. It's immeasurable. You just have to do it. What we're celebrating today is a year of accomplishment. I have to tell you, I get a lot of nachas, a lot of inner joy, always observing this event because you see a culmination. It's a year of hard work. It's a year of perseverance, excellence that we're honoring today. Whether it's in the classroom, out of the classroom, the personality, the fun, it all comes together here. It's really one of my favorite events of the school because it really captures everything that you accomplish over the course of the year. As we're about to hit that summer, my plea to you is to keep that growth through the summer. Don't let it be a desert. Don't stop the growing. Don't stop working hard. But take that summer, take that extra time and use it well because it's clear to anyone who observed today, you accomplished so much. Just keep it going. And it's important as we're about to send you off to first, and then we really need to please give a round of applause to your amazing teachers. They're really amazing teachers. Take an opportunity to give a special recognition to Mrs. Schramm. Really, I can say personally, I'm really going to miss you. Mrs. Schramm to me is common sense. If there's a concept that doesn't, if Mrs. Schramm does not like an idea, I'm worried. Or the opposite, if it passes her smell test, I know I'm okay. And we're really going to miss you for your dedication as an amazing teacher, but really as someone that you brought to our culture. And again, the common sense, the advice is something we're going to miss dearly, and we will be calling you, just warning you. What I'd like to do, though, is ask Mrs. Schramm to come to the Bema one more time. But I'd also like all the students to join Mrs. Schramm for a picture.
Those of you who are less tall in the front, more tall in the back. Everybody, oh look how cute we are. You're absolutely adorable. Look at us. Look at us.
Look how organized the girls' side is versus the boys. That's what I'm saying.
People with a phone might do better than me. I can't see from Masha on. No. Not that important.
Yeah, I'll remind them to come up to the beam for pictures. If you want award, I'll see you. I'll just come.
And one more thing, if you have won an award, please bring your cup or award or certificate to the BEMA. We'd like a picture of you, award winners.